friends, beachgoer Sudoku here, got my Hawaiian shirt and backup sunglasses, ready to be in awe of the stark white snow outside during our beach party in January. In today's video, to remind you that you have through the end of August to get your submissions in for the CodeMash call for speakers, I'm here to talk about the topics. By the way, the end of August is this Saturday, so not a lot of time. What are the topics that we can submit for in CodeMash 2025? Well, first up in our list alphabetically is AI, ML, and data, big, small, and otherwise. If it's data analysis, data engineering, data science, databases of all types, data visualization, data management, machine learning, or artificial intelligence, then the AI, ML data track is for you. The architecture track will be for those who are trying to figure out how to plan for scale, how not to over-engineer a system. Topics include things like systems design, architectural katas, architectural styles, architectural testing, how to make documentation better for our architects. That's right, more than just boxes and arrows. These are some of the many things that you can consider for the architecture track. Now, career development is where we talk about things like leadership, crossing between corporate and startups, going independent versus working for someone else, consulting versus general coding. These are some of the many things on career development. Now, if you're talking about things like user interfaces, user experience, accessibility, or CSS, these fit design. Also, design systems could be in here. It's not just about making it look pretty, but also functionally appropriate and inclusive too. Now, if you like things like continuous integration, continuous delivery, automation, cloud infrastructure, infrastructure as code, DevOps. DevOps is where it's at. For all of you tinkerers out there, those of you who want to showcase some hardware adventures, maybe you got some sensors, we have a hardware and IoT track. And if you have something where you want others to do things, consider a 2-hour makerspace session. For those of you who are dealing with the wearables and other devices on the go, mobile track is for you. And when we talk about things like functional programming, object-oriented programming, procedural programming, and more, we'll talk about the concepts, talk about best practices. Programming principles is where it's going to be at. Now, if you want to help devs and architects and others understand the importance of security by sharing security stories or tips and tricks on how to be more secure, please submit to the security track. Testing, code maintenance, accessibility verification, test automation, and more all happen in software quality. If you've got tips on creating a great culture, team bonding, working with remote teams, and leading effectively, these are some of the many topics we see in teams and collaboration. And finally, last, but most definitely not least, the web and front-end crews. So all you React, Angular, Vue, Svelte, even those of us who have a soft spot for Vanilla.js, all of you WebAssembly folks, including Blazor, PyScript, Octagene, Swift, Mercury, Java, and Go. And how do we make our UIs more accessible? How do we make our front ends more inclusive? How do we keep up with the various web clients out there? And remember, it's no longer just IE6 being the bane of our existence. If you've got some neat things you want to show related to the front end, then the web and front end track is for you. So many tracks, some with overlap, some where your talk might fit and some might be in gray area. If you don't know how to choose a track, you can guess, but also make a note in the notes field if you think it could be in multiple tracks. Better yet, come talk with us in the CodeMash Discord in the speakers channel. Also, secret tip from a speaker who's done this for a while. You don't have to have your talk completely done in order to submit it. Many of us will submit our titles and abstracts and wait until they get accepted before building them out. So make sure they're viable before submitting, but then wait and build once they're accepted. Also, remember to anonymize your titles, abstracts, and notes. Those fields are not anonymized by session IDs. Round 1 is blind. I can assure you that reviewers do not like having to automatically disqualify talks with personal identifying information. But that's the rules and no exceptions. Get your sessions in before August 31st, 2024, 11:59 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time. Hope we see a lot of sessions.